Do you struggle to come up with new content each week for your blog? Are you wondering how other bloggers can consistently put out new content week after week after week? If you're nodding your head yes, then this is the video for you. I am giving you 5 of my top tips to always have a ton of blog posts ready to go so you never have to worry about running out of content again. Okay, over the next few weeks, I am doing a 3-part content creation series, and it starts today. And today is all about finding those content ideas so that you are never sitting down to write a blog post and staring at a blank screen. No, this should never happen, okay? So the first thing that you need to do before you start doing your research is you need to have a way to record all of the amazing blog post ideas that you are going to find. Your brain is just, it's not going to remember all these ideas. So you're going to need to find a way to write this stuff down. And it's really important because you need to you want all your content topics and keywords and title ideas in one spot so that you can quickly record them anytime you do research or when an idea pops in your head. Okay. Now, this little step, it's going to save you so much time and effort. You can record it in just like a notebook, a Google Doc, a Trello, Evernote, Google Sheets. I personally have an amazing system that I set up in Google Sheets. If you want the exact template of my blog post planner that I use to make sure that I never run out of content ideas, you can check out my link in the show notes below for my content creation blueprint course. And in it, you get my entire system set up for you in Google Sheets. And all you have to do is plug and play in your own information right into the system that I set up, and you're set. Okay, now that you have an idea of what you can record your content ideas in, let's get into some of my top ways to find topics within your niche to blog about. So the first way to find ideas is Facebook groups. Now, Facebook groups are an incredible way to gather content ideas directly from your audience for free. You can join Facebook groups in your specific niche to see what questions people are asking. Use the search bar within the group's discussion board to find posts with specific keywords. Are there certain questions that get asked frequently? Write these down or record them in that doc or spreadsheet that you're using. If the group rules allow, you can post a market research question or a poll. I know when I was starting out and I didn't have an audience, I researched groups that would allow me to poll their members. And I asked questions like, what is your biggest struggle with WordPress? And other times I would ask, what is your biggest struggle when it comes to creating content? And give a few options within the poll, and then an option for them to click other and then write their own suggestion or struggle in the comments of the post. Now, as you grow, you can consider creating your own Facebook group as well. And this is a great way to provide value to your audience, make connections, and truly learn what your audience wants and needs to help them move forward. You can build that relationship with them. Facebook groups are just an incredible way to find out what your ideal audience needs for free. You can just be a fly on the wall and gather all the data, all the questions they're asking. Okay, the second way to come up with blog post ideas is to utilize content marketing websites. Now, there are some really great websites out there that can help you discover endless content ideas for free. You just have to know where to look. So a few of them that I love include Answer the Public, which is a keyword tool that gathers questions that people are asking from the internet and organizes them by keyword for you. So you just type in your keyword or keywords that you're looking for within your niche, and it brings up all these questions that people are asking about that topic, which is pretty awesome. Another one is BuzzSumo. BuzzSumo is a great site to find out what content is popular and what is currently getting the most shares within your niche. So that's another great site. And I'll put links to these in the show notes below as well. Now, to find out the top queries and trends in your niche, you can get some great info from the site Google Trends, where you can see what things are trending within Google. And if you haven't used Quora yet, this is a great place to see what questions people are asking about specific topics related to your niche. You can do some research here and then also answer people back if you know the answer, and give a link back to your blog. That's another way to get traffic to your blog and get blog post ideas at the same time. Win-win. Also, you can use Pinterest and YouTube to help you come up with some great content ideas. Now, did you know that both of these social media platforms are actually search engines? Yes. So When you type in keywords from your niche in the search bar for in Pinterest or in the YouTube search bar, it's going to automatically populate the key phrases that people are searching for within your niche. You can then record these results and use them to generate blog post ideas. All right, content idea tip number 3. Ask your audience. I know it sounds simple, but if you have an audience, you want to be asking them what they need. You want to make sure that you are talking with your audience frequently. And this is one of the reasons why building an email list is so crucial. If you don't have one yet, I highly recommend that you get started. You can start with for free with ConvertKit's free plan, and you can upgrade whenever you want. I have a link to another video that tells you more about why you need an email list and how to build one. I will put it in the show notes. So anyway, getting feedback from your audience will help ensure that your blog posts are relevant to them and what they need help with. Some questions that you can ask them include, let's see, what are you currently struggling with? What would you like to see a blog post about, right? Just ask them straight out, what do you want me to blog about? How can I add more value for you? Do you have set goals that you're working toward? What are you working on this month? You can ask, what is your opinion about fill in the blank, fill in whatever topic is relevant to your niche. And if you don't have your own audience yet, you can always reach out to people who would fit into your niche, like friends and family. Ask them if you can take like 10, 15 minutes with them and to ask them some questions about things they struggle with related to your topic to get some more blog post ideas. All right, my 4th tip to help you come up with more blog post ideas and content is to check out your competition. Who are the influencers in your niche? What topics are they focusing on? Browse their websites and their social media accounts. See what type of content is performing best for them. What blog posts are getting the most shares and comments. So start following the leaders in your space to get inspiration. Notice that I didn't say to copy their content, okay? You want to get inspiration from them, not copy their content. Brainstorm how you can add your own spin on popular topics that they're talking about. Then figure out how to add even more value and teach it in your own unique way. All right, and tip number 5 to get more content ideas is to never stop learning. As a blogger and female entrepreneur, it is so important to continually invest in yourself. If you are intentionally working on your personal growth, you are going to always be learning, and then you'll be able to teach what you have learned to your audience. So some excellent ways to invest in your personal growth consistently include reading books, listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos, taking courses, attending workshops or trainings. Now, as a busy mom, I have to be super intentional with my time. So I schedule personal growth time each day via reading and listening to one or part of one podcast episode if my day is crazy that will help me grow in my niche and strengthen my mindset. Now, some days I have more time to dedicate to this than others, but I always have a notebook nearby to jot down new thoughts and ideas. And then I add those topics to my blog post planner to then share with my audience. I will leave some of my favorite books and resources for personal growth below in the show notes. All right, now you have 5 great tips for finding endless content. I'd love to know which method you are excited to try out first. Share it with me in the comments below. All right, we have our blog post ideas. So now the question is, how do you stay consistent with blogging? Your content and consistency is how you build trust and credibility. No one wants to follow someone who is inconsistent. So how can you make sure that you are staying on track? Well, I believe it all starts with a content plan. And a content plan is simply just a scheduled list of blog posts and the date that they will be written and published. Once you have generated a list of blog post ideas from the tips above, you need to create a content plan that works for you. This is going to save you a ton of time and effort, trust me. Like I said, you never want to be trying to figure out what to write when you sit down to actually write that blog post, because by the time you do your research, find your keywords and the questions people are asking, your motivation to write that actual blog post will have completely dwindled. So I'm going to leave a link for you to get my free content calendar where you can schedule your posts. As well, I'm going to give you a blog post checklist as well. So to start, set aside some time once per month, come up with a content plan for the next month or two. Really determine how frequently you can realistically produce content. Now, I personally recommend a quality blog post once per week, but if you're just starting out, start with every other week maybe, and that might be more realistic for you. Then plan out which blog post you will write and when, and record it on this free content calendar I'm giving you, and then commit to writing those posts. All right, guys, I hope that those tips were helpful. Don't forget to grab that free content calendar and blog post checklist in the notes below, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next video in this content creation series, where I'm going to be talking all about 10 evergreen blog posts that every blogger needs to write.